What if being good with money has almost nothing to do with how smart you are, but everything to do with how you act? It's a simple idea, but it's the powerful and slightly radical argument in the best-selling book, The Psychology of Money. This book has been praised by millions and is seemingly everywhere. But is it actually any good? Does it live up to the hype? Let's break down some of its biggest lessons to help you decide if this is the one book that could truly change your financial life for good. Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money became a massive runaway hit, and for a very good reason. It flips a lot of traditional financial advice upside down. For decades, we've been told that finance is a numbers game, full of complicated spreadsheets, market analysis, and intricate stock tips. Housel encourages you to forget all of that for a second. The book focuses on the single biggest factor in building wealth, one that most experts ignore: your own mindset. Housel's main point is that financial success is a soft skill. How you behave is way more important than what you know. But with all the glowing reviews and hype, you have to wonder, is it actually worth your time? To figure that out, let's explore 3 powerful ideas from the book that get to the heart of our biggest anxieties, fears, and misunderstandings about money. First, let's talk about a feeling we all know intimately: the pressure to keep up with the Joneses. You see a friend's shiny new car, a colleague's fancy watch, or scroll through pictures of a lavish vacation, and that little voice in your head starts whispering, telling you that you need more. This is a huge psychological trap that makes us confuse being rich with being wealthy. And they are not the same thing at all. Being rich is what you see on the surface. It's loud and visible. It's the expensive car, the designer clothes, the 5-star dinners. It's a display of immediate spending. But Housel points out that true wealth is what you don't see. It's the money that hasn't been spent. It's the investments, the emergency fund, and the savings that are quietly growing in the background, providing a foundation of security. As he brilliantly puts it, spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. The solution requires a fundamental mindset shift. Instead of trying to look rich, the real goal is to become wealthy. You build wealth not just with a high income, but with a high savings rate. Your savings rate is one of the few things completely in your control. It's simply the gap between your income and your ego. True wealth isn't about impressing your neighbors or followers. It's about buying yourself freedom, options, and quiet control over your own time. It's the ability to wake up one day and not be forced to do anything you don't want to do. Next up is something every investor has felt deep in their gut: that stomach-churning, heart-pounding fear when the market crashes. When you see all that red on your screen and watch your portfolio's value plummet, the natural human instinct is to panic and sell everything to stop the bleeding. Housel identifies this as a critical psychological trap. You're failing to pay the price of admission. He argues that volatility, corrections, and market swings aren't a fine you pay for making a mistake. They're simply the cost of entry for getting the incredible long-term returns the stock market can offer. Think about it. Nothing worthwhile is ever free, right? The price you have to pay for building wealth through investing is having the nerve and the emotional fortitude to stick it out through the inevitable downturns. The key is to reframe how you think about it. Instead of a threat or a punishment, see market volatility as the fee you pay for a ticket to long-term growth. The goal is to become financially unbreakable, which means structuring your finances so that you can survive the dips and stay in the game long enough for the magic of compounding to do its thing. Housel uses Warren Buffett as the perfect example. The vast majority of his fortune, over 95% of it, was earned after his 65th birthday. His success wasn't because he was a once-in-a-generation stock-picking genius, but because he's been investing consistently for over 80 years. His real secret wasn't crazy returns, it was time. The last idea is a dangerous problem that can stick with you even if you're already successful. The nagging feeling that you never have enough. You hit a savings goal and instead of feeling content, you immediately move the goalpost. You get a raise and your spending habits and desires inflate right along with it. This is the psychological trap of never enough, an endless hamster wheel of ambition. Housel tells a great story about the author Joseph Heller, who wrote the classic novel Catch 22 Pence. At a party, a friend pointed out that a hedge fund manager at the event had made more money in a single day than Heller had earned from his masterpiece in its entire history. Heller's reply was perfect. Yes, but I have something he will never have, enough. The lesson here is profound. The hardest financial skill has nothing to do with numbers. It's getting the goalpost to stop moving. Real, lasting contentment doesn't come from getting more, but from thoughtfully defining what enough actually means to you. It's about creating a little space between what you have and what you want, and finding satisfaction in that gap. Housel argues that the best thing money can buy is control over your time, the ability to wake up and say, I can do whatever I want today. That freedom is the ultimate form of wealth, and you can't have it if you're always chasing the next milestone. So back to the main question, should you read The Psychology of Money? If you're a beginner who finds most finance books intimidating, dense, or just plain boring, then absolutely. Housel uses simple language and powerful, memorable stories to make his points so you won't get lost in jargon. If you're an experienced investor who struggles with the emotional roller coaster of fear and greed during market swings, this book might feel like a much-needed therapy session. It provides the mental frameworks to help you manage your own behavior and avoid common traps. However, if you're looking for a technical, step-by-step guide on exactly how to invest your money, what stocks to pick, which funds to buy, or how to allocate your assets, this probably isn't the book for you. Some critics do say the advice gets a little repetitive over its 20 chapters, and it's definitely more about the why of building wealth than the how. It's a book about principles, not prescriptions. In the end, the biggest takeaway from The Psychology of Money is that your financial success has less to do with how big your brain is or what you studied in school, and more to do with how you behave in the face of pressure and temptation. It's a fantastic reminder that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's driven not by genius, but by patience, humility, and most importantly, knowing yourself. If this breakdown was helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos to help you think smarter about money. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most important money lesson you've ever learned? Let me know in the comments below.